Vermont's Orange County area has long drawn artists and craftspeople of all kinds in Tunbridge. That includes Janet Zug.
I create hand-blown glass, mostly functional wear. Happy glass is what I call it.
Zug has been creating her signature glasswork for 30 years now, working away at her hilltop studio.
I blow glass for 6 hours a day straight. That gives me energy afterwards to do something else.
7 days a week?
Every day possible. Some days you have to take off in order to process what I've made. I've got, if I don't ship it out, can't keep making it.
Even after decades in commercial success, there's still a clear passion in her work.
One thing that's always going through my mind while I'm blowing glass, in fact, all the time, is like, what else can I make? What new can I make? How do I do that?
What else can I do seems to apply to Janet Zug's approach to her community here as well. How do you describe Tunbridge, Vermont? You'd say what?
In the words of one of our select board members, not perfect, but pretty darn close.
Zug is the publisher and staff of the Tunbridge Quarterly, as well as the producer and organizer of the town's yearly dance evenings, the Shindigs. You're a busy woman.
I think we just want to care for each other.
John Houston also had a creative career in California. No, not that John Houston.
They spell it the wrong way, but I do. My family is related to Sam Houston, which a lot of other people might not know who that is.
These days, John, different spelling Houston, and his wife Erica are the proud new owners of the local landmark Tunbridge General Store.
All of which leads to a good trivia question. What small Vermont town had two general stores for 200 years, lost both of them, and then in the space of 2 years, got both of them back again?
Yes, that would be Tunbridge, which saw both the Tunbridge General Store and 2 miles away, the North Tunbridge General Store reopen in 2022.
I think it was within 6 months. We were both back open. It is great. We had people who were walking in and their face would light up and they would say, I remember when I was a little kid and I came into this store.
Indeed, there's plenty of history and relics from the original Tunbridge General Store, locally sourced products, and a new full kitchen. In North Tunbridge, Mike and Lois Gross felt the local joy when the lights here came on again.
Oh, they were ecstatic. Yeah, it was crazy. We were crazy busy.
The emphasis here is on practical, everyday stuff, from animal feeds to gas to the essentials, which for some includes Lois's famous homemade donuts.
Oh, the donuts are fabulous, and Lois and Mike are just wonderful. They have offered so much here. They are so great for the community.
By having two stores, we're able to do and provide completely different things. They're doing things there that we're not doing here, and vice versa.
It does seem that way. Where one store offers the simple but vital essentials, the other seems to offer those equally simple but blessed extras in everyday life. A place to pop in and relax a bit, grab something hot, run into a friendly face or two. The large upstairs space at the Tunbridge store has been turned into a sort of community living room. Late-day cribbage games, live music, local art exhibits, or whatever you need.
It's daycare some days, it's also food, it's kind of everything you need. They do a fantastic job, and I think John and Erica have really leaned into that with this store.
People need places, they need community, and to be able to have that is a wonderful thing.
One tightly knit town, two historic now reopened stores, and an old message that echoes again.
And both of Tunbridge's two general stores dates back to 1830.
Right, which means combined they have 390 years of history in Tunbridge. And Ted recommends the BLT at the Tunbridge General Store and the donuts and sticky buns at the North Tunbridge General Store. A little tip for you.
Sign me up. All right, still ahead, a striking sight in Stratford.